Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norcroft. We've got Wife here, and we're back at it again for another Trek Jive. And what a Trek Jive this is. So before we get into the review, we do all the things that everybody tells you to do on this particular platform. I don't need to say them out loud. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
But maybe you need to sing them.
I'm most the shit assuredly not going to do that. No. No. If I had prepared something, mayhaps. And had I had several more of these, right? But no. No. It is not karaoke o'clock at all. Sort of. The last 20 minutes notwithstanding. So, yeah, this is Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 9, Subspace Rhapsody. The only thing I can say, spoiler-free, about this episode is, yes, it is that episode, and if you don't know what that means, then you don't need to know what it means. And regardless of whether you do or do not know what it means, go watch this. Put down literally everything and go watch this. Remember how we've been talking about how the bar, she keeps getting higher, and we are waiting for the proverbial bass to drop? This season might not be dubstep, guys. This season might be something else, because the ball, the beat, the bass, it's not dropping. Nothing's dropping. It just keeps going up. Soon, outside of our audible range, the birds and the dogs are going to be a-screaming, because this is, Jesus, man, this is something else. Holy heck, guys. What an episode. Wow.
Yeah, we actually watched this episode twice before doing this review again.
Twice we did not.
And that's because we wanted to really have a great time watching it again, because it's so fun.
Yeah. I also recommend, if you are going to watch this episode, watch this episode and then, give it a day and go watch this episode again. This is definitely, a second time round. You're going to benefit from noticing bonus shit. Before...
And also being able to sing along to at least the chorus of some of these songs.
That's fair. So before we get any further, spoiler alert. This was the sing-song episode. Spoiler alert, sing-song episode. Spoiler alert, musicals. Spoils. Notes and stuff.
This was fantastic.
What a fucking episode.
Guys, really loved...
I've listened to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
5 times. It's been less than 24 hours.
Yeah. I really loved the fact that they did a musical episode. That's actually one of the, really fun things that I kind of miss about TV shows from, the...
90s?
From the
80s?
the
70s?
No, the
They've
late
been doing
90s, early aughts, every show
Looking at you, Buffy.
had a musical.
Yeah,
And
Charmed,
Scrubs,
I think, had one. Scrubs had one.
I know that Community had one.
Community had one. I'm trying to think, did Friends have one?
Probably.
One of those, Friends, the Dharma and or Grey.
Everybody
one
did
of them
the musical episode,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited that they did this for
musical
Strange
episodes
New
the
Worlds.
American version of anime's beach episodes?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Also, get a beach episode, dogs. Yeah, I mean, in reality, right? Musical episode of musical episode in American television in the 90s and aughts, early aughts, and a beach episode in anime. Or a Christmas episode in anime, they are all subcategories of the bottle episode. And I think, again, I've mentioned so many times in these reviews, a bottle episode has so much value if done correctly. Yes, was this a fun and or entertaining episode? Yes. Did we learn an unnecessary amount of detail about how good all of these actors are at singing? Also for yes. But did you still get a fucking bonkers amount of character development? Yeah! So much! Dog! So much character development.
We got a lot of relationship
So
stuff.
much relationship development. I mean, the refs in this... The references were so thick Like, all episode? Dude, like, just burned out my reference sensor. My dude. Second, I caught a shitload of them first watch through. I was on the Dead Bird. And, like, well, fuck those guys. And, like, a bunch of people were pointing out refs that I didn't even get. Dog, which is Craytown. I mean, references to shit that isn't even Star Trek. I mean, like, there is a straight up Buffy reference in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, mad refs, right? Mad hype. Before we get into the nit and or grit of this episode, a message. Not from our sponsors. We're not sponsored. But to the haters. If you didn't like this episode, your life has no joy and you're a piece of shit. I don't know how you cannot leave this episode with a smile. Like, I get that this, like, new Trek hate is hot for the smooths, right? The textureless minds out there, but this was a fantastic episode. This is amazing Star Trek, and it, like, how is this any different than an episode where Q's being a jerk? You know what I'm saying? How is this any different than the Ponfar took Tuvok in, like, a weird way? Or the Doctor was like, what if I decided to have dreams? And then his dreams, like, ruined a bunch of shit.
Or when Picard decided to cosplay Indiana Jones for an episode.
Yeah. Or, like, Sisko is having, like, a mental breakdown, and he's hallucinating being a science fiction writer in a time of oppression when he's writing DS9 adjacent fanfic. I mean, this is classic, like, fifth wall break Star Trek. Sometimes you get a piece of creative work that is aware of the fact that is a piece of creative work. Fourth wall break. I'm looking at you, Deadpool. You got this. I'm looking at you, bloody She-Hulk. You got this, right? But Star Trek has a way of doing a whole additional wall of breaking. You didn't know there was a bonus wall. Come to find out, there is. It's just that it requires a bonkers amount of technobabble to get there, right? Because this is a musical episode wherein they are aware of the fact that it's a musical and are also concerned that it's a musical, but are also aware of the tropes of the fact that it's a musical and know that the only way to solve said musical is to crescendo the musical. This is like so many layers deep. 8-dimensional chess, this motherfucker. It's so good. Holy shit. Does the technobabble make more or less sense than any other technobabble? Well, frankly, if you're arguing about that, you might be missing the point of this and all technobabble. Does it make enough sense? Sure, why the fuck not? Collapsing waveforms. Live at the front of the wave. Whatever, man. Right? I, too, play in not fully understanding quantum mechanics. I appreciate. Tip my tinfoil hat. But is it enough of a justification to do a musical episode in a Star Trek? Yes, 100% Gene Roddenberry would be so proud.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Holy shit, man. What an episode. Like, okay. As an example of the increased height of this episode, Pike has been serving fucking piping hot looks all season. His face, the judgiest face on the Enterprise, right? This motherfucker's in the background of all the important moments, and in that background, he is shook, right? He is sending all of the looks, communicating verklempt of sound, just with his face. I'm here for it. It's like the director from that rom-com we were watching.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Soundless director. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's Korean. But, it's so good. And in this episode, his face is just, they turned it to 11. Right?
Yeah.
It's so over the top. Him just like the music starts playing and he just looks up like, what fresh hell is this? What is happening right now? And then he starts singing, and in his singing, he is like very concerned about the shit that he is saying. Absolutely concerned. right? It's so good. When La'an comes to him and is like, this shit is a security risk, dog. I just sang some shit that hopefully an ensign wasn't walking past my quarters and could hear through the door because, whoa, with this, right? And he's like, okay, well, we should probably solve this sooner. / I understand that you're not telling me a bunch of information that's probably pertinent, but I'm down. I get it. Let's do this shit. I mean, he was the first one. I love his response to, well, we can't fucking do whatever our first attempt was. Inverse the polarity and send it through the deflector dish. Standard issue. Starfleet rule number 3 to a Shanann is like, whatever that is, turn it upside down, backwards, or inside out. Reverse that polarity, hook it right up to the big fucking laser dish that we got on the front of the ship, and just beam that shit out there. And, like, it works, frankly, more frequently than it should. But that did not work. So what should we do? And Pike's like, blow it the fuck up. I can't have this happening. It's too much. It's not at all too much embarrass. Shut it down. Pike's unwillingness to participate is so strong in this episode, and I fucking love it, dude. I think, like, best character in the singing, far and away Pike, right? Because he's just so uncool with it. He's just like, no, none of this. I don't need to be singing. None of y'all need to know my emotions. None of this needs to be happening. Like, as soon as bloody what's-her-name calls him, she's like, there's some singing's happening or whatever. And he's like, maybe we cancel this call, bro. You are on the bridge of my ship, obvi, right? And everybody is like, shit. I mean, like, let me tell you, have you ever seen an entire bridge crew deer in the headlights? Because that's what fucking happened here.
But also absolutely paying attention to every single inflection.
Oh! Yeah. They were just like, hey, what's going on with the captain?
That's a level of...
How good is his voice, dog?
That's a level of office tea drama
right?
that, like, is a once in a lifetime.
When you take the ear off and you put it at the top of the cube, so that way you can hear further afield down the office because somebody's getting de-dressed by their bloody floor manager or some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's tasty snacks. Yeah, so fucking good. Absolutely fantastic. Good, like, more than a fantastic justification, excuse, technobabble for it. Fantastic solution. Like, it follows all of the tropes in this, like, hyper-dimensional, self-aware manner.
Yeah.
Like, everything about this episode is fantastic. Obviously, it's still a beautiful episode. This subspace rift string thing is super cool looking. Like, the Enterprise dancing with 3 Kating class Klingon battle cruisers in that final sequence brings actual fucking tears to my eyes. It's so good. My gods, dude. And then the crescendo ends in fucking fireworks. Bro, You know what? Hey, whoever the fuck is in charge of musicals out there in the world. So just do this, the musical, and put it on Broadway and bring it around the U.S. We all want to watch it. I want to give you money for this on stage.
But live.
But do it live.
You don't even have to write a whole new thing.
Just do this.
Do
this exact thing. Different crew. Come up with a different name. The USS Archer. Give fuck. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? It's so good. This is so well done. This is such a good episode. And honestly, the only people I'm seeing who are complaining about this episode are like party poopers. Yep. Right? The same people who were upset at Under the Cloak of War, episode 8, because they're like, Star Trek doesn't portray all this darkness, even though, what fucking Star Trek have you been watching, man? Like, have you watched DS9? Have you watched Voyager? That shit's fucked up, dog.
I mean, there's some really dark things in every...
TNG?
In every show.
Yeah, even in the fucking movies. It's not important. So, absolutely fantastic episode. Fucking 47 out of 10. So good. But the real question for y'all out there and for us here is, what is your favorite song? So, we have been listening to the soundtrack on repeat all day. I listened to it yesterday also. Well, it's so
even
good.
got the cover art is even like a musical.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like
so good.
Poster. It's so good.
They knew what they were doing and they did it right. So, we have two best ofs that are being asked of you. First of all, what is your favorite song? Comment below what your favorite song is. And then second of all, who is your favorite voice?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a twofer. Who's your favorite singer? What's your favorite song? All right, so comment that below. Let us know so that way we can judge you, and then you can judge us when we tell you ours. Because listen, that's what friendship is. It is quiet judgment, but out of kindness, right?
Mostly it's squeeing about liking the same things that your friends
it's mostly
like.
screaming. Yeah, it's mostly screaming.
screaming.
I got the playlist up in here. First, we're gonna say what our favorite is, and then I kind of want to just quickly go through the list. Comments.
Okay.
All right. So, what's your favorite song?
Status Report.
Status Report? The first song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chorus in it absolutely slays me.
Yeah. Good.
And the beat is fire.
Fire beat. Bloody Spock immediately starting to sing and then just being like, oh no, what's happening to my body?
Touching his, diaphragm.
He's like, am I dying? Is this what death feels like?
Yeah, he's like, I don't understand.
Scared.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the whole...
Everybody was scared.
Everybody was very scared at first, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Okay, so for me, it's probably I'm Ready, but I'm the X, which I consider the I'm Ready reprise, is also fire, but it's probably I'm Ready. It's so good, man. It's absolutely killer, right? So good. Real, not nice to Spock. Maybe be nicer, Nurse Chapel.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Who was your favorite voice, though?
Spock. Hands down. I don't even need to, hesitate.
Yeah.
Why aren't we talking more about young hot Spock?
Yeah.
Who can also sing?
To
Are
quote
you
Mariner,
kidding me?
I was not prepared for how hot he was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what? Spock is a very close second, but for me, it's La'an.
Oh, yeah.
As much as her song isn't my fave, her voice is so good, so clear, has so much range, absolutely fire, right? And you only really get to experience it in her standalone song because she only gets bit parts in the ensemble pieces. Special shout out to Pike in the brief song where he's singing with his girl.
Oh, yeah.
And he just immediately gets this gravelly rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, maybe more of that. And then La'an's like, shut it down, guys. I know we want to know, but shut it all the fucking way down.
Yeah.
Dog, that's the captain. So special shout out to that. But yeah, La'an and then a close second for Spock. I want to say Spock because goddamn, Spock's voice is
It's Spock.
fire.
Fully.
But La'an is just too good.
Well, she's got a musical career.
She also has a song. She has an album out now. Look that up. Christina Chong, I think is her name in Real Human Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a pretty fire album also. Obviously, she has more training conceptually. I mean, honestly, any of these people could have a secret music life, right? I mean, fucking Hasselhoff has a secret music life.
Yeah.
So does the Sauron, is that who that is? Who did a metal album in Germany or wherever the fuck?
I have no idea what.
Yeah, one of the old guys, Sauron or one of the Dumbledores or Magneto, one of them did a whole. You don't know about this?
No
oh my
idea
god!
What you're
Okay,
talking about.
I'll show it to her later. Don't worry. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of actors have music careers on the DL, but yeah, absolutely fire. Let us know what you thought. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite voice in that? So we're just gonna quickly go through all of the tracks. Thoughts. Okay, so in order in the whatever soundtrack or whatever. And also, the soundtrack's like everywhere. Like I saw this on the Dead Bird like immediately after watching the episode, so it's on like Apple Music and like Spotify. We're not
also
associated with
YouTube.
any of these motherfuckers. Like fuck Paramount, dog. Give these actors and these writers all the things that they want. Y'all make too much money and are like actual pieces of human garbage, and you should feel bad for everything that you do. But that's fine. Your children will be embarrassed of you. So whatever. Die sad. But the soundtrack's still fire, and so shout out for that. But okay, so first up is the main title, which is where it's the intro song while the ship's like doing its thing, but they're like singing it or whatever.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, very funny.
Very good. Very fun. That means that we've had 2 alt titles in this season, an animated one and a sing-song one, and I'm fucking so here for that.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Enjoyable.
Okay, status report.
Best song.
Right, obviously.
Absolutely
Fire
loved
beat.
everybody looking confused and a little scared.
Yeah.
But still singing
when
it
it
out.
spreads to the bridge crew and they're just like, oh no, I'm singing also.
Yeah.
Like, fire. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Okay, Connect to Your Truth.
Oh, this was kind of a cute one. And watching La'an see them from like over like hidden space, I was like, oh no, honey, no.
La'an peering around the corner fucking made that song for me.
It
dog.
did.
Like it's a good song and like Una is fire in it, but La'an just being like, what is this? Why are they dancing? What's
also,
happening?
all of the other, like, randos walking around being like, those guys were singing.
Yeah, well, it's great that, like, it's a musical, but, like, whatever, the, like, effect hasn't spread enough yet. So some people are just doing their job, and they're like, oh, what's that? The first officer of my job? Right? Like, my second boss? Just singing and dancing with a rando? Cool. You know what I'm gonna do? Look at this fucking pad and walk past. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
I'm not part of this. Like, rough, dog, right? To me, that's the same energy as when, like, we're watching a TNG episode and they're, like, already in their, like, outfit. Like, when Worf and his son are dressed like cowboys to go to the holodeck, I can only imagine that, like, somebody passed him in a hallway and was just like, is that the fucking chief of security dressed like a cowboy? You know what? I'm gonna stop drinking today.
Yeah, they're like, I think this is a bad day to quit drinking.
Yeah, I need a smoke, and I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, kind of energy. Okay, so next up is How Would That Feel? Which is the La'an, like, in her quarters song.
Oh, yeah, this was a pretty good song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a very sad song.
Yeah.
Poor La'an. Girl. Also, special shout out, again, to the beginning of the episode before all the before all the sing-songiness, and La'an's just like, I'm here to do a security check-in, and fucking Una is just like, you're coming in here with an energy. You're coming in real hot. Like, I'm a little sweaty with the heat that you're bringing.
Yeah.
What is going on, girl?
Yeah.
Like, she fucking knows, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, she might not know what she knows, but she knows that there's something to know, you know? So that was a fantastic La'an song. Very good. Very well, like, constructed song.
Yeah.
Right? And amazingly delivered. Holy shit, she has a voice. After that is Private Conversation.
Oh my god, so fantastic.
Right?
All the tea.
Oh.
Spill all the tea.
So good.
Love
Why
it.
did you shut it down, La'an? We could have learned.
Yeah. It was great.
Right?
Loved
so
it.
good.
All the
so
tea.
good. Okay, after that is Keeping Secrets.
Really awkward CGI.
The CGI when the camera is outside the ship is like RUF rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is cheaper than floating a bunch of motherfuckers. So I get it.
Yeah.
Right?
But,
I
like,
understand. It's a little rough on the CGI.
We didn't really need to do the floating.
I think it's just because it's dramatic.
It
right?
is
Remember
dramatic.
the drum. So the show both consciously and subconsciously follows the increased drama of the threefold path of a story being told in musical form, right? A thing that Uhura like realizes at the end or whatever. So like they needed more drama or what have you. So like I respect that they did that drama and like they're in space, so turning off the deck plating.
Yeah.
seems sciencey enough.
Weird. Really awkward CGI.
Also, that song was really looking at a bunch of people directly in the eyes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was really like, what's up? So, that was pretty good. After that is I'm Ready.
Fantastic.
Absolute banger.
Love the dance number.
Hey, you know what? We just need to do a little bit of a scan. We got to find somebody having an emotion. Come to find out, she's right there. You're having an emotion. Let's see what happens. It's a rough song.
Ooh,
like, not in structure or construction or singing or prowess or rhythm.
Spock.
But poor
Spock.
Ooh, girl.
Boy, this guy.
Rough. Dog.
Definitely got his heart kind of beat on.
Yeah. But we're starting to get like ensemble pieces. We're starting to get multiple people singing.
We're starting to get
a little bit of dance routine.
Yeah.
Everybody's in on it. I love the fucking lounge, dog.
Yeah.
So good. And then the reprieve for I'm Ready, I'm the X in engineering. Broody, Spock singing his little Vulcan heart out about being the X. So good. His voice is fucking powerful.
Yeah.
In this song. All right. I love that he's just like, I feel emotions stronger than humans do. It was very vampire adjacent.
It was
so moody vampire.
Yeah.
It was so Phantom of the Opera, right? So good. And so heartbreaking at the same time. And a fantastic reprieve to I'm Ready. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely banger of a reprieve.
Yeah, these two songs back to back are very reminiscent of the sort of like end half of Phantom of the Opera. And I just like I can't get over the beat. This I'm the X. I am so here for it.
It's fire,
definitely
dog.
My second favorite
It's
song.
so good. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's my second favorite also.
Yeah.
Totally. After that is Keep Us Connected, which is the Uhura standalone song where she talks about being like alone and not feeling connected, even though she's like, which is such a fantastic piece of character development where she's like, she feels alone, but is also the actual seat of connection between the Enterprise on its mission and like the Federation in its grand sum total. And it's a nice piece of subtext and character development that allows us to bookend the episode, where it starts with like, we're doing a science, so I've got to do all of the computer stuff and like do all the communication movement, and she's doing it and she's just fucking killing it, dude. Damn. Of course she's bloody Uhura. Of course she's doing what she's doing. It's so good, right? And then it ends with her connection. And this is like that recognition where she becomes aware of the fact that she is the connective tissue.
Yeah.
Right? And even though that makes her feel alone, and that and how she still feels alone through that, she's aware of the fact that she is that connective tissue. Like, this is, in the grand scheme of things, an Uhura episode.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's the bookends for this episode. But they do such a fantastic job of adding character development in. This is a good song. This is a very good song, and it's a lot of character development for Uhura, and I love it. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's a good song. That girl can sing.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we get We Are One. The ending song, the crescendo in order to reach, 400 electron volts of rhythm or something in order to break the curse of quantum reality or something. It's so good. It's okay, so I didn't catch it the first watch through, but the second watch through, I caught there are a few things in the song. First of all, the way that like Pike brings on the intercom and then she's like, "Hello everyone," and she's doing her thing. It's very theater. it's very like stage Broadway performance. You know what it reminded me of is Book of Mormon, the musical.
Oh,
right? When that hello song when they introduce everybody, where it's like where they're doing this sort of like speaky sing-song introduction to sort of bring you into the music before the music starts. It sent a lot of that energy. It was the most like Broadway theater performative part of the episode, which is crazy because you got like dance routines and all kind of shit like that. But it's specifically her saying hello and sort of like kind of pouring her heart out and stumbling because she's unsure if like this is gonna work. But she knows that it must work. And she kind of gets that, like, she looks at, like, Pike and the crew, and the bridge crew sort of eggs her on and gives her that little bit of momentum to like, get going into it, right? And then the music builds and all this kind of stuff. It really shows that, like, not only does she understand the structure of the reality, the quantum reality that they're living in, but she is just beginning to understand or exemplifying an understanding of being able to use and manipulate that quantum reality. And I feel like in the previous song, she gets this, like, it feels like throughout the song she becomes aware of the fact that because she's singing about these things, she's becoming aware of a manner in which she can solve the problem. She is, like, understanding that the fifth wall is broken. You know what I'm saying? She becomes, like, aware enough to know how to solve it without really understanding why that makes the most amount of sense. And I think this is a fantastic example of, like, the application of that awareness, right? Like, if the previous song was her transcendence, this is the application of the gift and the knowledge she was given during that transcendence. This is her bodhisattva moment, right? Where she, instead of achieving enlightenment, Satori, and then, like, staying in it, she, like, returns and brings the knowledge to bring the rest of the crew up with her to this higher place, right? To, like, put it in that sort of, like, the logical framework with which I think. And I fucking love it. It's so good. Everything about this song is amazing. The dance routines, everybody singing, everybody gets a bit. Bloody young hot Kirk fucking gets to smolder all up in it and shit, right? It's fire. And then Pike chooses violence by hailing the Klingons. And the violence that he chooses, this Klingon is resisting quantum reality with every fiber of his being, both hearts, all four fucking lungs, right? All of the redundancies in his body, trying to resist this shit. Even he cannot hold back the singularity, right? The quantum nature of this new reality that is flowing through him. And he starts singing, and you can see this motherfucker die inside. As him and the Batleth boys do a little number and then just are like, fuck this, out. It's so good. Holy shit.
Best part of that song.
Seriously. Yeah. Right. If it weren't for that, this would already be a fucking great song. But the Batleth boys abso-fucking-lutely slay this. It's so good. Like, I know some people are just like, why would the Klingons sing like Backstreet Boys pop music or whatever?
Why not?
Listen, dog, they said it brought that dishonor on their houses. That's dishonor on everything. On you, on your fucking horse, on your ancestors, on your house, on everything. Dishonor.
The Klingons were so upset about this
most dishonorable.
That they were like, I don't know what this thing is, but we are going to blow it up.
Yeah, they're just like, punch it to death. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Dog.
The most Klingon way to handle it.
I love that they fight so hard and then they give in, and it's not just like a bunch of broody Klingon dirges. It's not Klingon metal, a thing that as Trekkies, we know what Klingon metal is. And
it's not sea shanties.
And Klingon metal is aggressive. It is a bold structure. No. No. The Klingons choose the path of most dishonor when the emotion comes out. And boy, let me tell you, girl, it's not good. Oh, man. These poor Klingons, they might never return to Kronos. They're gone. They're just done. They're like, you know what? The Delta Quadrant seems gangster. We're just gonna warp that direction. Fuck this place. Right? That's rough, dog. Poor captain. So fucking good. Such a great interrupt. Holy shit. Right? And also, fire-ass dance moves. What's going on?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a Klingon pop group.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Korea or Japan. Y'all's pop groups are fire. Most fire, right? America forgot how to do that shit in the early aughts. So, like, maybe y'all just get some lobsters on some motherfuckers' heads and we get this made. Because, like, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely fire. And then, of course, we get the, like, second half of the song. It's good. They reach whatever.
The target
basically.
Amount
of gangster. And then it sparkles.
Yeah.
We're good. And then we get the post-action sequence, right?
Yeah.
It's not post-credit, but I feel like if it were an option, they would have done it post-credits, where they're like, we're back to normal, everything's okay, and Uhura starts humming the earworm of a song.
And everybody is like,
and
oh no.
The dread that crosses that bridge saw the face of hate and hell. Dude, they are just like, no. And Uhura's just like, sorry, it's an earworm. Very hateful.
Yeah.
Maybe you keep that shit to yourself, girl.
Yeah.
Not right now. I feel like this is a music-free crew for at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably.
They're just like, we got a lot of people. Like, I want
PTSD about it.
I want a Lower Decks episode of, like, not like Lower Decks the series, although, what's up? But, like, seriously, what's up? But, like, I mean, like, I want an episode of the crew that isn't the main cast of this Enterprise while this was happening. Because, like, as, like La'an's pouring her heart out in her quarters, and Pike's embarrassing himself on the bridge, and fucking Chapel's breaking up with Spock in the most sing-songy way possible in fucking Five Forward or whatever you want to call it in the lounge or what have you. But, like, some, like, love-struck ensign who's, like, a little, like, a little enamored with his fucking commanding officer or whatever, sang a song down in, like, fucking Cetacean Ops, or in the fucking, like, in the lab or some shit like that. Like, it wasn't just this main crew singing or a dancing.
B-side.
Yeah, we need, like, we need the B tracks of this episode. Oh my gods. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Also, special shout out, and I didn't notice it the first time, I noticed it the second time. Again, this is why you gotta watch this a second time. You get to notice, like, bonus faces. Is that, Kirk's brother, when the Klingons are doing a little Bat'leth boy action, he is, like...
Yeah, he is doing a bit of dance. It's good.
Yeah. I love Kirk's
He brings
brother.
some great comic relief.
He is so good.
Yeah.
In this, not just this episode, this whole fucking show. Kirk's brother, at first I was just like, this is weird energy. But they've really, like, I want to know more, dog, about Kirk's brother. He's awesome, and also, sup with that stash, my guy. It is a delicious stash. An absolutely perfect mustache this motherfucker is bringing to the table. Frankly, it's a little upsetting. Right? That he's so good at stash. So, yeah, fantastic. So, there's so many things I can say about this. There's so many references. The whole La'an Kirk convo, sans music is a lot. And reference to Wrath of Khan. Right? Where Kirk and Carol get back together. Like, not get back together, but, like, meet up again. And Carol's like, I didn't tell your kid about you. And Kirk's like, what? And she's like, kind of a dick. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him chasing you around all of space and whatnot. Like, there's so many fucking references in this episode. Dude. So many references. This was just absolute peak Star Trek. Absolutely fantastic Strange New Worlds bottle episode. It's interesting to think that we got 2 bottle episodes, right? Didn't we get 2 bottle episodes? Yeah. We got 2 bottle episodes on either side of Under the Cloak of War.
Yeah.
Because we got the
2 really lighthearted episodes.
Yeah, we got the haha
that.
Strange New Worlds crossover with episode 7, Those Old Scientists, and then Under the Cloak of War, which is frankly a
Heavy.
lot. And then Subspace Rhapsody. So this is a lot of an episode. And also, we have but one left. And also, what is going on with the Gorn? Guys, remember at the beginning of this season when they're like Gorn were declared? And then all season, Gorn were in fact undeclared? I am very prepared for like some key motherfuckers to die next episode.
Maybe?
Right? I mean, like, maybe nothing. Maybe next episode, more bottles. Right? And I, honestly, at this point in time, I want that. I want more bottles. Right? But, like, what about the Gorn? What's happening with these guys? There's so many questions. Oh man. So I don't know about this season finale coming up next. I am genuinely scared.
I'm just
You know what I'm
sad
saying?
that it's gonna be over.
Yeah, more of this.
Yeah.
100 more seasons. I feel like the what is that, the end of the second season or first season or whatever of Rick and Morty, where Rick's just like 10 more seasons, 100 episodes, we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I feel that energy so much every time I watch an episode of Strange New Worlds, where I'm just like, I know that Pike inevitably has to be burned up or whatever, but like, you can still show me every single working day between then and now, and frankly, fucking do that. What are you doing? Why are you waiting? Give me more of this stuff, right? Yeah. So good. What a fucking episode. Man, I cannot say enough. I mean, we've already watched it twice, and I'm just like, maybe we watch it a third time. Right? I mean, I guarantee you tomorrow when we're driving into town to do errands and such, we're listening to this fucking soundtrack. Yeah. It's hard facts. Right? And I just recently discovered like 2 new bands that I'm very hype on. This soundtrack has taken over my life. It's too good. It's too good.
Back to back it with the Barbie soundtrack.
Yeah, man. Oof. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This has been Trek Jive. This has been Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 9, Subspace Rhapsody. Just a fucking musical gem. Absolutely perfect. Such a good episode. Fuck the haters. You guys aren't listening to me right now anyway, but if they're listening to you, shut them down. They don't get an opinion. Their opinions are wrong. Opinions can be wrong. It's okay, guys. You're forgiven. But, not really. But, absolutely fantastic episode. I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. Let us know what you thought. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite voice? What did you think of this episode? Why do you want every single Star Trek series to have a musical episode? We've got the technology, guys. We can do this with TNG, with TOS, with Voyager. Bring them back. Bring them back. Let's do this with Voyager. Fucking, let's do this. Let's do this with the TNG crew. Just bring them all back. Who cares? I don't even need an excuse for this shit. Just do it. All right? Too fucking good. I need more Star Trek musicals in my life. Get all of your shit together. Pack it up. Put it in a place. Put it in your car. Get it together and go fucking make this, Paramount. What are you doing? We want to give you money. Do your fucking job. Okay? Because it's too good and I want more. I cannot say enough about how much I fucking genuinely love this episode. And this episode is better than Those Old Scientists. And I don't like having to say that. Because Those Old Scientists is like perfect fucking bottle episode Trek. And somehow these motherfuckers are putting egg on my face. I don't like it. It's not nice. I thought we were friends. All right? Before we leave, comment your stuff, like, subscribe, do all the things that we're supposed to tell you to do. Before we leave, obviously, support these actors and these writers in their protest. Fuck the studios. Y'all are pieces of shit. Just pay these people a reasonable fucking wage. Like, you have too much money already. Do better math. All right? Don't be a scab. Don't be a narc. And yeah, just fucking do Star Trek, guys. God damn, we could have this. We just gotta shut up the haters. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't... Do you have any closing things?
No.
Before I go off my fucking marble about this?
No.
It's fucking episode. It's too good. Oh, man.
We've said it all.
We've said so much. I've said so much.
Yes.
We will catch you guys next time. Sing a little song about it, man.